Dawn,
Yes.
how you doing?
I was a little concerned how you were going to make that transition for me, Mark.
I stole that from Joey. Okay.
Thanks very much, Mark. And Mark had that little bit of awkwardness right there because we got Kim Switnicki on the show, who, for those of you who have been watching Breakfast Television, she's been on a few times. Of course, we're talking about sex. You are a sex coach. You've been helping people for about 25 years.
Yeah, a little longer even, but we won't talk about that.
No, no, but needless to say, you've been helping take a little bit of the uncomfortableness, the awkwardness out of it, because we want to tell people that sex is good for you. It's healthy.
Is. Yes, absolutely. It's really one of those things. I think that's probably the best thing that you can do from a natural medicine perspective, and it's free, and it's easy to, well, maybe not easy, it's simple, but there are some things you can do to make it a little easier.
Okay, so one of your first things that you want to put out there is a sexual truth. So when you say sexual truth, what do you mean by that?
Sexual truth is what really makes you feel desirable and sensual and passionate, not what Oprah might say, or Cosmo magazine, or your neighbors. The media can really impact what people think about their sexuality, and they start to feel guilty and that they're not doing something right. So if you really discover what works for you, and not maybe what your mom or your sister or your cousin is saying that you should be doing, that really goes a long way to having great sex, not just having sex.
And of course, part of the problem is people not even knowing how to get the sex they want. And coming up a little bit later, we're going to be talking about the ways you can get the sex you want. But you talked about it being a health benefit. So there's lots of reasons that sex is beneficial. Physical, I can think of the reason, but there probably are other reasons as well.
Well, in physical too, it's not just the obvious you feel good. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with feeling good, and especially when things are stressful, it's a nice way to feel good, feel connected to your partner. And also, the more you make love, sometimes if you haven't made love for a while, and you do, you may find the next day you're a bit stiff and sore because you're doing things you weren't normally doing. So it's just a great exercise to keep you limber. So there's just some basic physical benefits aside from all the other good endorphins, and helps you clear your sinuses, it gets rid of headaches, helps you sleep, all that good stuff.
And you can get rid of the gym membership, good to know. Improves your life financially, how's that?
Well, it's, you know, Dawn, if people are in a really good space and they're feeling good, let's say you want to go to a travel agency, you want to buy a trip, you want to go somewhere fun with your sweetie, and you walk in and there's somebody kind of grumpy and miserable and kind of hunched over, and maybe they're not getting a lot of sex, and there's somebody who's really smiling and excited and in a really good mood, chances are they have a good connection with their sexuality. And who are you going to walk up to and say, I'd like to deal with you? A
little bit like the law of attraction, right? What you put out there as far as positivity and feeling good, you'll get that back as well. And one more, fulfills your life emotionally.
Now, if you think about if you could have the type of relationship and the type of sex where you never had any guilt or resentment or any sort of games that were being played, and you only did what you wanted to 100% of the time, you would feel great. You're much more have that connection and intimacy with your partner. And if you see somebody who's in a really good space, chances are we automatically think, oh, did you maybe get lucky last night? You might not say that out loud, but you think that way. Because that's the way people kind of relate to each other. And so if you're always in that really good space, people want to be around you, and everybody around you is going to feel way better because you're always in a great mood.
Well, we want to help our viewers get into that good space. We want to help you get the sex life you want, and after the break, you're going to tell us it's easy as A, B, C, and D.
You got it.
That's coming up. Stay with us. You're watching BT.